Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain Heer. Gary Douglas and I have a brand new class coming up that I would like to invite you to. It's called When Sex is No Longer Fun and Relationship is Fleeting, What Choices Do You Have? So obviously we're going to touch on the subject of relationship and sex. Now what's interesting is we've gotten a whole lot of new information in both of these areas just recently that we want to share with you in this class in Los Angeles, California. And we are extremely excited about it because our sense is there's a possibility to finally change this area of our lives. I don't know how it is for you, but I know with a lot of people that I work with, when their relationships are going well, and this is not just sexual relationships or intimate relationships or your insignificant other, but the other relationships in their lives, it's like life becomes fuller, it becomes richer, it becomes easier. And let's face it, we're all in relationship with everyone around us all the time. And these are some of the biggest sticking points in our lives and in our worlds. Well, with some of the things that we've gotten to that we've been able to unlock recently, our sense is that there's this possibility for dynamically changing this area of our lives and our world. So think about it just for a moment. If there's somebody that you're close to, somebody you really care about, and there's kind of angst between you and it goes on for any length of time, you ever notice how it sort of feels like it sucks the energy out of your life? And then if one of you has the vulnerability to have a conversation and go, hey, I notice there's something going on here and you're not wrong and I'm not wrong. Can we work through this, please? And you have that long talk that you've been waiting to have for months, sometimes years, and everything changes and it just feels like all your Christmases came at once and everything is right with the world. What if that possibility exists for you right now? In other words, what if that could be the way that you were in all of your relationships and you didn't have to go through those tumultuous, troublesome times in order to get to a sense of peace? This is what we'd like to invite you to in this class. And with some of the information we've gotten recently about bodies, we're going to have a whole different conversation about sex. How does it get any better than that? And actually, vulnerably talk about this subject to give you the information you require, to get you over the judgments and all that stuff you bought as a kid and as a teenager when people were telling you things that didn't know what they should have been telling you, that were telling you things that were erroneous, not true for you. And so we're going to unload all that baggage that you've been carrying with you. You know, I was asked recently, what doesn't work about sex and relationship in this reality? And my answer was everything. Because what happens is, I mean, just look at this for a moment. If you have one person, you know, like let's say you're married or together with one person, how do you show them that you love them? By cutting everyone and everything else out of your life. By cutting out of your life the things that used to be fun for you. By cutting out of your life the people that used to be fun for you. And within a few short weeks to months, you're not the person that you were when you got into the relationship. And you have this connection with them rather than a connection with you and them. So much of what we've been taught about sex and relationship does not work. And it creates it where sex doesn't work and relationship is fleeting, which is why we called it that. But with the Access Consciousness tools and some of the new discoveries that we've made, my sense is this is time for a total game changer. Totally different conversation than we've been able to have before. And so what would it be like to actually have a relationship that worked? It would be something that contributed to you, where the person you're with, and we're talking, let's say, intimate relationships right now, or the relationship with your insignificant other, it would be something that contributed to you, something that brought you joy, something where you actually got more of you continuously and didn't have to cut any of you off, and where you didn't require them to cut any of themselves off. Now, two of you together like that would be something more like what I call communion. Communion is where everything is included in the space of that relationship, and nothing is judged and nothing is excluded. What would it be like to have that in your life? You know, and I've also been asked, what would truly being you be in relationship? Well, my sense is that's what it would be like. You wouldn't have to cut anything off, nor would you require your partner to cut anything and any part of them off. And the other thing that would happen is rather than judging your partner, you'd realize that judgment is the biggest killer of relationship there is, and the biggest killer of sex there is, and the biggest killer of joy there is. And so you wouldn't judge you or them. And if you did, you would change it within moments. This is what's possible now more than ever. You may have gotten the information that recently we reached over 10,000 people in consciousness across the planet. So what we're able to ask for is a completely different ask. We don't have to work through this reality to get to the reality of possibilities that's available in relationship and in sex. So with this possibility being available, with this ask and you truly shall receive being available to a degree and a level it never has been before, I'm excited to see what can show up. So consider yourself invited to come and play, because we're going to play. I know most relationship classes you've been to and other things have not been very much about playing. There's not very much laughter. There's not very much vulnerability. Everybody's so uptight and somebody up there is telling you, oh, do this. This is right and this is wrong. No, we're going to have fun and we're going to have a conversation about what's possible. And then the limitations that come up, we're going to clear them on the spot to the best of our ability. So you leave that room after 4 days going, wow, there's a totally different possibility in my world. So if that sounds like fun for you, I know it sounds like fun for me. I cannot wait to do this particular class. I am so excited. And I will say, 3 years ago, we did the last sex and relationship class that we did, and the changes that got created for people were phenomenal. Well, the tools we have now and the ask that is now available is far greater than that was and could have been. So what else is possible with us getting together from a space of vulnerability, a space of joy, a space of play, and a space of possibilities to change this fundamental area of our lives so it actually works? I look forward to seeing you there. Bye.